for a good amount of us, Minecraft can look like this, running perfectly fine. But for a lot of the less fortunate people, Minecraft can slowly look like this. Nothing but a laggy mess, and it's really sad. But today, I'm going to teach you guys how to fix that with some simple steps. I'll be doing stuff in-game and only in-game so that you don't need to change anything on your PC. So with that, let's get right into this. Alright guys, so if your game is looking like this, I'm going to have two methods as to how you can increase FPS. One in just completely vanilla, and one with an external program. Now, first of all, I just want to make it clear that this video is really just to help you. It's not to get views. I know the struggle personally. I had a computer before January of 2020, which is this year. I had a computer that was made in 2009. It had 3 gigabytes of RAM, and on 8 chunks it ran Minecraft in vanilla at 20 FPS. That's terrible. So I looked up a bunch of tutorials back then to on how to get more FPS. But I had this computer. I had the computer for like 4 years before I got this one, which has 12 gigabytes of RAM over the 3. So it's pretty much better. Now, we're just gonna hop right into this. So, first of all, I have my max frame rate set to 10 FPS just to exaggerate this. If I was to set this to unlimited, bang, smooth frame rate. But that's actually my first, step. Set your frame rate to unlimited. I think that normal Minecraft FPS, the max frame rate is maxed out at 120 FPS. Don't know why this is. If you're getting lag, set that to unlimited so that it can go higher than what you need it, than what you want it to be. Second, what you want to do is you want to drag this render distance slider all the way down to 2 chunks. And now, there you go. Look at that. So, now what we're going to do next, I'm actually going to set this down to about 20 FPS. Now, your game should probably have sped up a little bit. You should at the very least, gotten a couple frame boosts, which, honestly, up there, 20 FPS, we can go so much higher. So, anyways, just setting your render distance to 2 chunks alone is a really good idea to increase your frame rate. But next, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to come here and take this Biome Blend. This was a feature introduced in 1.15. If we set this up to maximum, it makes the blending of biomes extremely subtle. Like, the grass in a forest is green, but when it nears a river or an ocean biome, it turns lighter. So, this is what it looks like with maximum biome blending. Now if you add maximum biome blend, that's just gonna take your game back down to this. But anyways, so look at this now, and without biome blend, bang, that's the difference. So setting off biome blend actually does help your frame rate a little bit. Now setting off biome blend should give you like I said before, like just a couple frames of boost. Because these are all very minor things, but actually the render distance decrease should have given you more than a couple frames. Should have given you like at least 5 or 6 frames. But the Biome Blend, don't have that to max. Set it all the way down to the smallest number that it can go. So yeah, anyways, so that's the next step. Next step, turn your graphics to fast. Turning your graphics to fast will make it so that leaves aren't see-through, and a couple of other things are changed. This should going from fast to fancy graphics or fabulous graphics should probably boost your game up another couple frames. And at this point, getting 30 frames per second is actually playable, okay? 30 frames per second is actually playable. Now, after that, you're going to want to turn off smooth lighting. Make sure it's off. This will speed up your game significantly. You see, smooth lighting, when it's on maximum, basically smooth lighting smoothens out the lighting. It's a gradual change. But without smooth lighting, it goes back to the way it was back in the old days of Minecraft, in which it would noticeably expand the light levels. But this actually, smooth lighting actually does slow down your game a whole bunch. Now, I'm just going to set my frame rate up to 40 now, because there, 40 is perfectly playable. And now, if you need even more frame boosts, the GUI scale really doesn't matter. It's whatever you like the most. I like 2 because I can see a lot of stuff. Brightness doesn't matter at all. Full screen, if you want to play full screen, yeah. But this next setting, map levels, set that to off. And when you hit done, this will actually take a little while to do, because what mipmap levels is, or at least for some people it might take a little while to do, because what mipmap levels do is basically, as you can see over here when I'm turning, you will notice that like it's sort of like wavy a little bit on those over on those blocks. Mipmap levels basically smoothens out that transition so that that won't be like that. Now, mipmap levels didn't actually come till release 1.7. It was actually defaulted to this before release 1.6, which is why you may notice that before release 1.6 you get a lot more like in release 1.6.4 and below you get a lot more FPS because mipmap levels weren't a thing. So anyways, after turning off mipmap levels, distortion effects, turn it off, FOV effects, turn it off, and yeah, this is going pretty good. And now, I don't even know if like distortion effects and FOV effects really affect anything, which honestly they don't, because if I give myself if I just quickly give myself nausea, basically the distortion effects is just that thing that, like, you know, where it makes it wavy. So if I give myself nausea 2 for 5 seconds, or nausea 100, but the thing is it doesn't have enough time. So the distortion effects with nausea, we're just gonna give it to ourselves for it. So see all these distortion effects. Now if I turn it off, that's just gonna give me like a green outline around my screen, as you can see. That was just a new feature that was actually introduced in 1.16, I believe. So it doesn't really matter that much, but you know, I prefer to play with it on. But if you don't like it, you can turn it off. If your head hurts when you look at distorted things, it's fine. Now, view bobbing, as far as I know, this doesn't matter. You can have view bobbing on or off, and basically it just makes your hand bob up and down. But I'm not sure. I am really not sure. Next, attack indicator. This is just a little sword that appears below your thing. You can set that to hotbar or off, but that really doesn't affect anything. Clouds, fancy, turn clouds off. That'll give you a bit of a frame boost. And particles, set them to minimal so that they aren't causing anything. And entity shadows, set that to off. And entity distance 50%. This way, entities won't load in until you get closer to them. Oh, is that a pink sheep? I just found a pink sheep on accident. How do I do this? But as you see, with entity view distance 50%, it's perfect for render distance 2 chunks, because they render in just as you're entering those chunks. Now, in regular Minecraft, there is actually no way to turn off fog, sadly, so that you're still gonna have to use fog, which is a big FPS killer. But by now, you should actually be getting like playable frame rates. Like, if your game was looking like this before, it should at the very least look like this now, or at the very, very least look like this now. But either way, it's better than what it was before. Now, sadly, that's all we can do in-game to increase our FPS. So, yeah, this is with vanilla. Now, that's all we can do in-game to increase our FPS to the max. And with me, oh my god, smooth the game. 937 FPS. I like it. 800 frames per second. This is smoothness of the game. But anyways, for most people, it'll probably just look like this. Now, this is the most that you can do in vanilla. So, but now, if you want to crank it up a notch, you can install an external program. Let's get into that right now. Alright guys, so here we are on our home screen desktop. Now, in order to install this extensional program, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to open up our browser. We're going to need to go to optifine.net. And basically this will take us to the official website of Optifine. We just head over to downloads. Now, Optifine is actually a thing. It's a add-on to the client, to the regular vanilla client, that gives you significant frame boosts, that basically allows you to change a lot more visual settings. And this actually allowed me to play Minecraft on Java Edition on my old PC at least 40 frames per second. Now, Optifine 1.16.3 isn't the only one. We actually can get Optifine all the way down to 1.7.2. So, but anyways, we're going to go with the most recent version, which is 1.16.3. We're going to click mirror here, and we're just going to download it. and bang. Keep it. Don't mind anything else that pops up after you download it. This is what you're looking for. Optifine underscore 1.16.3 underscore HD blah 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 dot jar. Now just let this finish downloading. Please finish downloading. Thank you. Now all we're gonna do is we're just gonna drag this out onto our desktop, and here we are. We have it. So I'm actually just gonna rename this to not one. That will only happen if you've already had it installed once on your PC, which I have. So anyways, what you're gonna want to do is you're just gonna want to double click it. This will run it, and basically you'll open up this menu. Just don't change anything here, and it will just click install, and it will do this. And if it says this, then you're good. You just click OK. Now you just open up your Minecraft launcher. I'm actually gonna throw that into Optifine versions, and yeah, I'm just gonna delete that because I already have it. Anyways, a new profile here called Optifine will appear. You can either use this profile, or you can make a new profile, or at least change your existing one to the Optifine version, because this actually appears in the launcher on its own. So yeah. So now what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to hit play. Boom. It's launching up. It'll launch up Minecraft. So yeah, that's how you install Optifine. Now let's get into the video settings. Alright, now here we are in game with our pink sheep. Now what Optifine should do for you, if your game was looking like this before, after we did all these setting changes, it should now look at least like this. Or if you're luckier, it'll look like this. And yeah, 40 frames per second is actually a perfectly playable frame rate in Minecraft. But as you can see, we can just set that up to max, and smoothness of the game returns. But anyways, besides all that, with Optifine, we can now change so many more settings. So basically, I'm just going to turn my smooth lighting off. Now, with Optifine, you can actually install shaders, but I doubt that you guys want to do that. So now, with all this, look at all these more settings. We can go into details, and now what we're going to want to do is just turn all of these to fast or off, and notably you can turn off fog. Just turn all of these to fast. Yeah, just turn every one of these to fast. You can turn the Vignette to fast, turn faster off. Actually, you can turn rain and snow off, because rain and snow actually does slow that down. So we're going to turn that on. We're going to show capes off, fog start at 0.2, hell dynamic tooltips off, swamp colors off, alternate blocks off, and boom. Now, as you can tell, it's a lot smoother now. Well, you might not be able to notice it for me, but also Optifine gives you the ability to zoom, which is actually one of my favorite features, because it allows me to zoom in on my Minecraft face right in the middle between my eyes. Yeah. Anyways, now with all these details gone, that should give you a significant frame boost. Now we can go into animations here. All of these will be on by default, except for your particles. Turn it all off, and boom, now you have no more animations. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to turn, well, you don't need to turn off dynamic FOV. We're gonna go into quality, and as always, turn all these off. Now you're actually gonna need to load quite a few of these to turn these off, but don't have better grass on. Turn connected textures off. Actually, connected textures will be off by default. You're gonna have to go through a lot of these loading screens just to turn all of this stuff off. So custom items is off, custom GUIs is off, and then we go into performance. Now what we want to do in performance, turn fast render on, turn on fast math, render regions on, smooth animations on, smooth FPS. This will change how much your FPS fluctuates. Now what you want to do is turn your chunk updates to 1, turn lazy chunk loading on, turn fast render on, turn fast math off, on, turn smooth world off, and turn dynamic updates on. And basically now even more smooth. And that's not even it. we can go into other, and if you, and these are just little things that you might want. Basically, you can turn off weather if you want. You can actually select how often you want the game to autosave, which is really nice. Because if you want to because if you really don't want to lose any progress, you want to autosave every 45 seconds. But autosave causes a lot of lag. So, anyways, this is that for Optifine, and as you can tell, looks a lot smoother now. Our FPS before was like 832 or something, but if we look now, like we were in like the higher 600s. Didn't really change, but that's because I don't really need to change. But now we're gonna get into the whole big thing. You have all these settings installed. Yeah, you have all these settings. You have Optifine installed. Everything is pitch perfect, but your game is still looking like this, 30 frames per second. Well, do I ever have the solution for you? Because if I turn my FPS back up to unlimited, there you go, 655 FPS. But if I quickly unfull screen right here, right quick, as you can see, if I have my game window smaller, 1300 FPS. Ooh, now if we make this game window even smaller, bang, if I can read it, still 1300 FPS, 1100 FPS, and if you make this game window even smaller than it was before, 900 FPS, 1200 FPS, and if we look at the sky and turn off our thing and zoom, 1700 FPS. It works. Make it even smaller. You can't even read it now. I can still see the FPS though. 1300. It's not really changing for me anymore. Gonna be honest. I can't even read the FPS now. This is hilarious. But yeah, don't even try this. This is way too small to play Minecraft on. A good size if you want to just play the game. Like back on my old PC, I just had it usually like this, and this will really give you the frame boosts, okay? Because the smaller the game window, the less that the PC has to render and stuff like that, or the less precise it has to be. So now, originally when I started playing Minecraft, it used to like default launch in this size, and well, like default launch in about this size. And this is, for the longest time, this is how I played Minecraft. Like, back when I first started playing on the PC, since it launched in this window, I had no idea that you could, like, full screen it. This is actually how I played Minecraft for the longest time, which is insane to think about. But at the same time, it's kind of nostalgic for me. But anyways, that's basically how you win at Minecraft. You can increase your frame rate by doing all of that, and that's only in game. Now, I know Optifine being like an extension program, it's technically not in the game, but at the same time, I only change stuff about it in the video settings, which is part of the game. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully this cleared up a lot of issues for you guys. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot less lag now, because I really hope you are. I really hope that I could help you, because I know what it feels like to get really low FPS. I'm going to full screen back now. And now, I'm just going to turn all my settings back on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. This is called... Now, I'm going to be mean now. And I'm just going to flex right quick. Oh, yes. Turn it all on. Look at all that. Turn the fog to 1.8. Bang. That's what I call Minecraft, people. Oh, but we're not done. I'm not done with the flex yet. All the animations on. Look at that. Look at all that. And, oh, I still have to flex. Emissive textures on. Better grass. Fancy. Custom fonts. Connected textures. On. Connected textures. I want it on fancy. Custom sky. On. Custom entity models. On. I'm sorry. I can't stop myself. Random entities. Better snow. Custom colors. Natural textures. Custom items. All on. That is my Minecraft right there. And, oh, we can't forget about my map levels. Oh, yes. You guys are about to see some real good-looking Minecraft. That's what I like about Minecraft. And now we have all that stuff still on, but I gotta turn off fast render and turn on weather because oh, I can't handle it. Yes, yes. This is what I call good Minecraft. Okay, and I'm running it at a solid 70 FPS. Alright, so I hope that I could help you guys run Minecraft just a little bit faster, and sorry for that flex at the end. I'm sorry, I just had to do it, but anyways, hope I allowed you guys to run Minecraft faster, and yeah. Thanks for watching, thanks for the views, thanks for the subs. If you liked the video, like it. If you enjoyed the content, like it. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and tell me what you thought of the video. And please don't hate me for the flex bite.